Welcome to the Hall Pass podcast, where your voice leads the conversation.
Have you ever felt lost in the sauce when it comes to high school? Confused about classes or wondering what the future will look like beyond? Then you're listening to the right podcast. We're your student-led discussion panel, and we're here to bring you the real talk straight from the sources.
We're talking about everything that matters to us as students. Think of it as a cheat sheet for the toughest classes, except this episode is for your junior year.
Junior year is known as the hardest year of high school, and that is not an understatement. Luckily, we can help answer some of your questions.
We're here to give you the insider scoop, share our own victories and epic fails, and help you unlock the doors to success. No more guessing games. Grab your imaginary Hall Pass and tune in.
Class is officially in session. This is the Hall Pass Podcast.
I'm Kaylee Salyards, and I'm here with Avery Newkirk. How are you doing with junior year so far?
I'm going to be so honest. I did not listen to anybody when they said the junior year was going to be the hardest, and I am struggling a lot. My grades aren't as good as they used to be. And on top of that, we're already talking about senior year classes. Mr. Roscoe just came into my health class, and he started talking about it, and I don't even know what I'm going to pick. I'm so lost. And on top of all of that, I'm going to be applying for colleges too. It's so much, and I'm very, very overwhelmed.
Yeah, me too. It's starting to stress me out about thinking about what we have to do. Luckily for us, we have Mrs. Strachan coming in, and she's going to go over all things looking ahead junior year and what comes next.
That's great.
Welcome back to the Hall Pass podcast. Today we have Woodstown High School counselor Mrs. Strachan joining us. Hi, Ms. Strachan. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you guys?
Good. So tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you went to college, how you became a counselor.
Sure. So I started off as an English major in college. I went to the College of New Jersey. I graduated from there with my bachelor's degree, but then I decided I wanted to be a school counselor, went to Rowan University and got my degree there, my master's degree. I also have a certificate in mental health, which I earned during COVID, which has come in very handy as a school counselor. So yeah, I've been doing school counseling here at Woodstown 11 years, and I love it.
How have you worked anywhere else before?
Yeah, I worked at I worked at Lenape High School in Medford as an English teacher before coming to Woodstown. I was a substitute teacher at Clearview Regional High School. And worked in their counseling office as a volunteer before I got this job.
And
Not bad.
What made you realize you wanted to do, like, was there any reason you switched from English teaching to counseling?
So the reason I started with English was because I really felt like I could teach life through literature, and I just enjoyed the discussions of what's important in life, who we are, how we discover who we are, through characters. And I formed some really great relationships with students, one-on-one, working with them, supporting them, and you come to understand that there's always stories behind everybody's struggles, and I just really wanted to support students in that way. School counseling seemed like the right fit, and just happy I made that choice. Yeah.
So obviously on this episode, we are going to be talking all things junior year, what we should be doing junior year, how to prepare for senior year, and the big topic that everybody is scared of, college. Mm-hmm. Could you give us an overview of some things we could touch on, maybe how to decide what your major is going to be, how to pick your classes, your colleges? Just give us an overview of what we should know.
Sure. So junior year is the scary year, right? I don't want to underestimate the stress that can come with that. At the same time, if we do little bits each year, baby step it, that's kind of how I propose in my classroom lessons, when I present to juniors the process of applying to college, that it really seems overwhelming, but to just approach it in baby steps can feel less, less overwhelming. So I would just like to say that, right? Saving it up or like waiting or procrastinating, those are the things, right, that we try to avoid. So I even teach tricks, right, about how to overcome that avoidance, how to, get started. I use the 15-minute rule, like all kinds of fun little, just tricks and tips and stuff. So, but as far as career planning and college planning, we're doing it every day and we don't even know it. It's really just being mindful and taking an approach that's going to be helpful for you individually. So we can talk about a little bit of those steps. Okay. So one of the things that you can do even just to decide, even before you decide on a college, is to decide where your passions are, where your focus might be in terms of a career. And at Woodstown, we have so many different tools at our disposal for students. One of the things we have is our SCORE platform. And there are career assessments we can do on those with students. I do there's a career interest assessment. It takes 2 minutes. And I like to do that with the juniors. It just gives you an answer in 2 minutes, like of, possible career options. There is a very detailed, more character assessment in SCORE. It's called Principles U, and it's based on archetypes, which of course, I love because I was an English major, right? Like, what kind of character are you? And kind of understanding how you might best kind of come to your state of fulfillment, right, as a human. So it's really more comprehensive and psychological, I guess you would say. So Principles U is the name of the character assessment in SCORE, and that takes about 30 to 40 minutes to do. But it's, available in your dashboard and your profile in your SCORE account. Yeah. So those are just some things that we offer, right? We bring in Mr. Pritchett from Salem Community College, try to get him in here once a month. He's our honorary school counselor in our department. We absolutely love having him there. The kids really come out of those meetings with at least some kind of direction, usually links to follow up on and all kinds of good stuff. So, and how SEC can help them if they want. So there's never any pressure that you have to attend SEC. So that's just the starting place. Yeah.
Is the Principal U like more personalized because it takes so long to fill out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's based on like Carl Jung's archetypes and stuff. I mean, Myers-Briggs is another character assessment. I think it pulls from those tools. And then what happens is it can offer you lists of career options based on your results. Not only that, but it'll also give you colleges and other institutions that offer, I guess you could say, institutions, agencies, colleges themselves, where you could study those particular majors that might come up as possibilities. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say I take my career quiz. I have an idea of what I want to do. How do I then pick what I want to major in college?
Yeah. So those connections come from SCORE, the platform that I mentioned. They will actually guide you into academic areas as well. Sometimes it's a conversation with your school counselor, I really like animals, but I'm not really sure, and I've had this conversation with students. I want to be able to work with animals, but I also want to be able to buy a house someday, right? So what does that look like? I just actually emailed, I saw a screenshot of an animal attendant and an animal shelter and what the pay would be and job requirements and things like that for a particular student, just because I knew she wanted to get into working with animals and wasn't really sure which path. But as far as connecting with majors, it's really just taking the time to do some research too, looking at colleges and their curricula, the actual courses you would take Are you interested in those courses? It takes time, there's no like magic button that's just going to be like, okay, here's my major, here's my college, great, and have somebody decide it for you. Decision making is like a whole other discussion, right? Like, how do we decide once we have all these potential ideas? But I think, we really do our best because there is so much information out there looking at actual majors and how they relate to careers. There are other tools. I could bring up those. So there's the Occupational Outlook Handbook, and I bring that up with my juniors in my lessons. There's also ONET. So those are two websites that utilize government-based, like Bureau of Statistics, information. And what you can do is type in, like, I don't know, you want to give me an example with something you're interested in? Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and do that, Kaylee? 'Cause I have something that I want to bring up a little bit later.
Okay.
So,
mine's video editing. That's the career I want to
Video
go to.
editing, so communications and things like that. So you would type in, career search under communications, and it'll give a full list of potential jobs that have to do with video editing and things like that. And then you can click on those things, and it will tell you in the Occupational Outlook Handbook how the job outlook looks, what career or what education you would need to fulfill, to be hired for something like that, what the income would be, basically the growth, right? Because some areas are shrinking, some are growing, but ONET is also helpful, and it takes it a step further because it'll tell you what institutions, colleges, universities offer those majors. So we try to like push those, sort of portals for students to use to do their research. But it can feel overwhelming, and that's why like we're here, just let us know. Yeah, we're here.
So I know for my degree specifically, there's so many different names that it goes under.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like an easier way to find out what degree, like that the college, how you know the college offers that?
As far as like the college offerings, no, like there's no easy way, right? It's more just like, okay, let's look up Rowan, and type in and just Google search as many different ways, until you like kind of find the right fit. But yeah, now it can feel overwhelming. I know. Again, yeah, let us know. We can help. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. We just had our meeting with Mr. Roscoe today, and we were talking. One of the things he mentioned was like, look at the college you want to go to and the graduation requirements. It's all over the place. So the thing that I wanted to talk to you about was I, for the longest time, thought I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to do biomedical engineering, but now I'm starting to rethink it. And I'm worried because I kind of started picking my classes for junior year based off of that major, but now I think I want to switch, but I'm not 100% sure. So I want to get into picking classes for senior year. Like, how dependent are your senior year classes? Like, how much does that influence your major?
Great question. Honestly, back in the olden days of Mrs. Strachan in high school, I mean, I thought I was going to be a biology major. I actually started off my freshman year as biology. And I took a short story class that I absolutely loved. So like even in college, right, I switched my major. People switch majors all the time. So, being in the communications, right, like that's sometimes it feels like, oh, is that the route I have to take because I went into communications, or business academy students might feel the same way. But it's kind of, you're learning how to be a student. You're learning how to learn. You're learning how to investigate, you're doing all of those things in your classes. So what your transcript looks like, as long as you're showing that you can be successful in those rigorous classes, honestly, like an admissions counselor, the ones that I talk to, and I do talk to them pretty frequently, they're not holding it against you. You know what I mean? That you had anatomy and now you want to be, I don't know, right? Like a cosmetologist, right? Like it just doesn't, it's great that you were successful in those courses. So I don't, as you're picking classes, again, putting additional pressure on yourself to know what you want to do 5 years from now isn't going to help. And in fact, it's actually going to shut you down. So allow the universe to unfold, right? And the way it does, and know that people change their minds all the time. Yeah, so it's not going to hurt you that if you took classes junior year and now you're going to switch to something else, not even a little bit. Yeah.
That's like a really big relief.
Yeah. Is it going to close doors? No. Are you going to, like, if you end up not taking chemistry or physics and then you decide you want to be a biology major and not having had those classes in high school, like, that might be a little harder, but you get through it. I mean, yeah, learning how to learn is really the most important thing.
So, all right, I think I need an example of this.
Yeah.
So, for example, I wanted to do biomedical engineering, but now I'm thinking of going into dermatology instead. So I think it would help maybe, like, if I know for sure I want to go into the medical field, somewhere in there. What kind of classes in general should I be taking if I want to go into the medical field? Or what kind of classes should somebody be taking if they want to go into communications or something general?
Well, it really depends. Like, that's where, that's why we meet with every student individually. When it comes to junior year, my checklist that I go over with my students, and I'll give it to the new counselors, is very specific, like even to the point of, do you want to participate in sports in college, right? Because that's a whole other consideration. Are you going to be NCAA eligible? So honestly, whether it's, a medical field, chemistry is important. Anatomy, AP Bio, if you can take those, if you can fit them in your schedule, wonderful. If not, it's okay, if somebody's going into communications, if you can take a course like AP Lit or AP Lang, great. If not, it's okay. You're going to be all right. Journalism, right? Creative writing, those kinds of courses, they're going to help in communications. So, but again, it's really individualized, and we sit down with every single student, go over their course requests, talk to them about their college plans, and try to make connections. Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I mean, as far as, career, and as far as careers go, there are additional resources. We've got things like Road Trip Nation that I share with students. There's so many other resources to help students with.
So let's wrap it up. So junior year, we are figuring out what we maybe want to do. We're observing majors, we're researching colleges, and based off of that, we can pick our senior year classes, but it's not a big deciding factor. I think something that everybody needs to take away from this is to talk to your counselors.
Bravo. Yeah, bravo. And do your research, look on those websites. Colleges, every single college has the list of their required courses for their majors, and you can find that with a quick Google search. So I would say before, the school year ends, just make sure you've done that homework. You don't have to know that before you sit down with your counselor. You can make a change before the end of the year, but it's good to at least have that starting place.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on and providing all that info to help, juniors start prepping for college. That was really helpful.
My pleasure.
We'll be back after this short break to wrap things up on the Hall Pass podcast.
What did you think about all the information that Miss Strachan gave us?
Miss Strachan's great. She really helped answer a lot of my questions, especially since I am considering switching my major now. I was really nervous that my senior year classes were going to affect, what major I want to go into and what colleges I can go to, but she really eased my mind on that.
Yeah, honestly, I appreciate her so much for, just explaining, what was going on and how to go through with it.
She puts so much time into everything, all of her information, the presentation she gives us, and even coming on here and giving us information. She is so helpful, and I can't thank her enough for everything that she does.
Yeah, it's amazing what she does, yeah.
Do you think you know exactly what major you want to go into now?
Oh, I was already kind of figured it out, with video editing. That's definitely what I want to do. I just enjoy it so much.
I'm still not sure, but I think I might take one of those career quizzes to see exactly whether I want to do biomedical or dermatology or maybe something else in the medical field that I don't even know about that I think I would be good at. I feel like we definitely need more information though. Maybe we could do like a Q&A type of thing. We could talk about SATs because there's so much information. I feel like
especially for junior year specifically.
Yeah, definitely. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on the Hall Pass podcast. We hope you enjoyed and got some of your questions answered. I'm Avery Newkirk.
And I'm Kaylee Salyards. See you next time on the Hall Pass podcast.